Let's look at Rubank Advanced Volume 2, Articulation Study, number 6. Looks something like this. If you're also working in this book, this one is way longer than all of the other ones. Let me play just a bit, and then we'll talk about some of the challenges and ways to approach this example. Okay, so let's get just a really quick read on what's going on here. We've got 3 flats in the key signature, B flat, E flat, and A flat. We've also got a mix of different things. So a lot of times a study is going to be focused on maybe one concept to really sort of hammer home what that concept is. This one's a little bit more musical because it does have a variety of challenges mixed within one exercise. So what I see are different types of articulations. I see staccato notes, I see ties over the bar line, I see slurs as well. There's a mix of 8th and 16th notes. And then the thing that in my experience is going to be the most challenging thing for students is going to be the register, because we have some high G's here right at the very beginning, but then also check out this dynamic. Forte at first, and then a decrescendo to a piano high G. That's a video all by itself that we can talk about. I'm pretty sure I've posted videos on quiet dynamics in the upper register, but if you're interested in more information about that, drop me a comment. But practicing that idea all by itself is going to be really useful. So I'm not going to practice the exercise yet. First thing I'm going to do is make sure that I can play that high G. Right? So fingers are going to be 1, 2, 3, no thumb, pinky over here, and fast air. So I can play that pretty easily at a loud dynamic. It's the quiet one that's going to be the challenge. So really quick reminder for the high notes that are also quiet, you're still going to use fast air. You're just going to use less of it. Okay? So high quiet notes, fast air, but less fast air. Okay? So here's loud. Here's quiet. If I do the decrescendo, so I'm still using fast air, but I'm using less fast air to get the quiet dynamic. Another section that I see, and based on my decades of teaching, that might be a challenge is going to be right here. It just looks a little ugly, right? It looks messy, it looks complicated. If you do a really quick analysis of what's going on there, we just have some chromatic notes, right? So it's nothing really scary. It's nothing that doesn't make sense. It's just a little bit of chromatic writing. Okay, a few more practice tips, and then I'll play it for you. So because this one is just a little bit more involved than some of these other excerpts, I would extract things by themselves to practice by themselves first, like the high G, to make sure that I know the fingering for that and it's coming out reliably. I would also practice the decrescendo on that G, so playing it loud and then decrescendoing to a more quiet dynamic. I also would work through the notes without the articulations, because the articulations are so varied in this. There are the ties, the slurs, the staccatos, the accents. There's a lot going on. So first I would just play through it, just the notes themselves, not worrying about the articulation that goes with it. When I felt comfortable with the notes, I would go back in and start adding those articulations. Then you also want to make sure that you're doing all of the dynamics that are in here. And for an exercise, there are kind of a lot. Again, this is not a simple, straightforward exercise where they pick one thing like staccato articulation or slurs or a particular key that they just kind of focus on over and over again. In this case, we've got a mix of things, which makes it more complicated, but also makes it more musical and enjoyable to play. All right, here it is. right, feel free to drop questions, concerns, challenges, or your flute wins in the comments below.